Yo, YouTube, you could be anywhere in this world, but you're right here with us. So thank you for joining us. I'm Chris. This is Dave, and we're back. We've been busy.
Yes.
Yes, sir. As you guys can see, a lot of the things we've been posting have been from our weekly meetings with our guys, and that itself is a lot of work. I'm just happy that we just could get together and we have those moments of just like vibing out, like just natural, just good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, love it. So we know we haven't really been present to the extent where we've made a video like this in a while. As Chris just mentioned, we have been posting a lot of certain, um, we would say probably the best parts of certain meetings that we've been having as of late. A lot of the training sessions that we conduct Mondays through Wednesdays with a lot of our students, novice traders, even experienced traders as well. And uh, due to that, that's been really time consuming and along with a lot of other projects that Chris and I are continuing to work on. But yeah, we decided to pop back in, guys. It's we haven't had the opportunity to do a video like this, and we thought we'd come back in strong to do a analysis breakdown in hopes that we give you something to work with for the week, and perhaps we can spot some opportunities together and actually make some money. But it's good to be back. We missed a lot of you. We've been appreciating a lot of the kind feedback as of late on any of our older videos and a lot of the new videos that we've been posting. So yeah, Chris and I, we actually got to talking today, thinking that we'd make our presence known once more. So we will get back to a lot of more technical analysis stuff, but we just wanted to post a lot of psychological elements, a lot of the meetings that we've been having to give you guys that an idea of that trading is a lot more than just technical mechanics or the execution part or the strategy. There's a lot more that goes into trading as opposed to just the TA part of it. But yeah, we definitely missed doing a lot of these analysis breakdowns, and we're going to go ahead and get to that today and just discuss a lot of the phenomenal weeks that we've been having, not only for ourselves, but with a lot of our students. This week so far has been fucking killer. And we just want to go ahead and talk about what we've been up to as of late and some of the trades that we have been taking. One particularly on the Euro USD, we had a little bit of a buzz in the room. A lot of money was made, not only from our end, but from our students as well. And we'll definitely go ahead and show you that. And we will, at the end of this video, show you a quick snippet of us actually calling out a trade in real time, live time, in one of our training sessions in front of our guys, and how it fucking played out so beautifully, man. To the T. We could literally not make this up. So we're definitely excited to show you that. And we're just going to do a quick breakdown of what we believe is going to continue to happen with the Euro USD and probably risk on currency pairs across the board over the short term and what we can expect over the long term as well. But yeah, on that note, we're going to go ahead and break down the Euro USD. You guys know that is our bread and butter currency pair. It is our money maker. The Euro is, to put it candidly and crudely, the hooker that actually loves you, man. She'll take your money from time to time, but she comes back to you, you know? She comes back and gives us some love. And this week she has been showing us some goddamn love. So we wanted to go ahead and break that down for you. So
She could be sour, but she ends up being sweet.
that's it, man. Sour Patch Kids is how we do it. That's how we do it. But yeah, Chris, I don't know if you want to go ahead and you got the Euro pulled up. I don't know if you want to go ahead and break down for the peeps exactly what happened prior to the short that we took, why we decided to take a short, and why it worked out in our favor. We had a gap open on Sunday open when the market opened, and we had a gap failure setup that we were actually taking to the short side. But unfortunately, I had some weak hands, man. I was not willing to continue to hold that. It actually did make targets. We'll break down we'll even show you the trade. But I just clocked the trade out early, man, because before I went to bed, I was like, it's just not moving the way I'd expect it to move. But literally right when I went to bed, it made target. I was like, god damn it. But anyways, we still took advantage of it. But yeah, Cris, walk down through our gap failure setup. Why we believed or anticipated that the euro was going to likely continue to show signs of weakness, and why we played it short. Go ahead. You could go ahead and break down the key
Yeah.
levels.
So I want to start with just what retail traders are saying, you know, and what they love to see is some trend lines. So I know I just erased it, but I'm gonna bring that up again and see here. Doesn't have to be exact, but just so we can see what levels retail traders are buying the bounce. Right, so this was Sunday open around this area here. We had that gap failure right here. I know it doesn't show it on my price chart. Got a nice break of structure. Do it step by step. And then what me and Dave have been noticing is that we tend to get a pullback to that break of structure, and you get a nice low stop hunt.
So once we get our breakup structure, guys, if you go back to our basic training video, you'll get that breakup structure. It's usually a peak formation at the highs or the lows. That's indicating that a high of the day, week, or month has been put in, and the market will just literally immediately reverse. That doesn't mean that it's a complete trend reversal, but we are just checking off our checklist to see what things we can identify, what we call our filtering process, to give us a very good, accurate indication of what the market is going to do. So that break of structure at the highs there, if we take more things into account, it breached the key level, round number 118. We talked about the importance of round numbers. It breached it, and then it was starting to show signs of weakness when the market opened, which we got our break of structure. We got that impulsive move, which was actually the gap. What we've noticed on our gap failure setups is that, and in gaps in general, the market will come back and fulfill that gap before it moves in the opposite direction. So that confirmed range after the impulsive move is what we were looking for. We got a trap indicating that sellers were looking to take a short at that level of resistance, and then that stop hunt that Cris is referring to. And before I let Cris continue, do you mind showing that it breached the prior high as well, Cris? So remember, we also like to fade strength and buy weakness in some choppy, volatile market conditions. And if we go back, it breached that high. So not only did it breach a significant high point, breached the round number, gave us that gap, break of structure, impulsive move, confirm range, stop hunt. Now we're really starting to cook with something.
Yeah, and that's where we're trying to transact. We try to transact at extreme levels, because if you're not transacting there, then you're not getting the best bang for your buck, you know?
Yeah, you're not buying low to sell high, or you're not selling high to buy low. And remember, when these levels, these major significant swing points are getting invalidated, that's because there's a bulk of liquidity there. Now, the markets can only do one of three things. They're either going to break out and fail, they're going to break out, pull back, and continue, or they're going to fucking trend, really. So once we got that breach of that major swing point, that's where we begin to get interested, and that's what we're looking to see. What kind of price action is emerging for us to make some intelligent decisions and execute on high quality setups. So when we saw that pullback, Cris, why is that important? Not that pullback, excuse me, that stop hunt at the breach of the range. Why is that important to us? Could you explain that for us?
Well, in this case here, what we like to see is we like to have the gap filled, right? There's a gap here, and we had a gap failure. Not only that, but understanding what orders are being collected, it gives us a better idea of where the market's headed.
Yeah, exactly. So when we got that stop hunt, we can safely assume that we're going to see continuation to the downside. Mm-hmm. And we started to see that. So we started to get that break of that confirmed range. And this is where once we saw that stop hunt up there, that break of the range, all we were waiting for was some pullbacks and some prior manipulations. And I'm pretty sure if we didn't post a video on this already, we will do it. We promise you this, guys. But we did. I know we talked about it. If not with you, then maybe our students. I'm just a little lost in time these days because we've been really busy. but we did discuss several variations of how price action will unfold as these high quality setups are presenting themselves. And if we're getting that trend continuation play, what we'll generally get is that pullback of the confirmed range. So we'll get the breach, the pullback, and then a little manipulation or swipe when you get that pullback. That was our entry signal to go short. And we will show you in a little bit when we pull up our Discord how we went about taking that short signal. So as price breached, pulled back, sellers are getting enticed, liquidity is building up on those pullbacks. Broke that prior low, more sellers were getting attracted, placing stop losses at obvious levels of structure, came back, cleaned out that prior pullback, sold off again, and then boom, another swipe. That's where we were interested in.
And this right here was all funny business because I remember when we got in, it was somewhere here. We had a pullback and it played with us with our entry. Do you remember this now, Dave? And then when we started seeing this right here, I think that's when you started sizing up and you started entering a couple more trades. When you started seeing this little funny business here.
Yeah, that's what we refer to as working the level. If it has, so when we took that short, we placed our stop loss right at that manipulation, that prior high right there. You generally want to place your stop orders on the stop above or below the stop hunt, because what that's indicating to us is that that is where bigger entities have already finished transacting. They've done they've fulfilled their orders, or in this case, they haven't necessarily fulfilled their orders. That kind of price action is what we call working the level. They're still getting more orders fulfilled, but when you get that stop hunt, it is 9 times out of 10. You can say it is safe to place your stop order right above there. It rarely comes back and nicks that that prior move or that prior structure point, because the big boys are not going to like manipulate themselves out of their own fucking trades. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, we placed our stop order at that high, and we were experiencing some pushback, but Cris and I, we held our ground. A lot of our guys held our ground. We even told them, look, man, just until you get stopped out, you're not wrong. Until you get stopped out, you are not wrong. And we held the trade. And then I think we woke up to that massive sell-off.
We actually had a couple of so I mean at this point we're already in the play. What we're looking for is where's the pool's liquidity, and where are we taking our money, because that's what we're here to do. We're not here to be right. We're pretty much here just to make money. And so at this point we're trying to figure out where the pools of liquidity are. We had one play here. Here's was our first take profit to take out these prior lows.
Why was the first take profit there, Cris?
What do you mean? Like why was the first?
Yeah, why was our first take profit targeted there? Because once we execute off our setup, now we're just focusing on the last part of our trade process. Targets. Where are we targeting for profit? Why do we target there in particular? Just so the guys know.
It's just common sense in regards to where the liquidity is, because you got to keep in mind, if you're making money, you're taking it away from somebody else. So you have to ask yourself, where is the money sitting?
Yeah. So what Cris means by this is buyers were still in profit, holding that bounce right there. So if the market's going to move anywhere, it's going to move where the money's at, where traders are still in profit, where there is a bulk or pull of liquidity, and they're usually behind prior structure points. So that is why we were targeting there. It's like we don't just target random places. They have everything in our trade process, our methodology, our strategy has its reason and purpose for being what it is, why it's there. Everything that we have on our filtering process, our checklist, it serves a function and its purpose. It's not random by chance. We've done extensive back testing, and we've done a lot of adding to our method, discarding things and eliminating things to our method, to the point where we look for specific things that we understand why they're there, and we see time and time again. And once you've done your filtering process, you're waiting for your play, it's setting up your entry signals there. You take the trigger. You pull the trigger, and now the last part of the step is mapping out your targets. And the way to map out your targets is to ask yourself, well, what traders are still in profit? Because we've talked about this before. I don't care what price is doing, no matter what price is doing at any given point in time. Somebody's always making money and losing money as a result of that. If there is bullish price action, you bet your ass buyers took that move. If there is bearish price action, sellers took that move. And in between that space, somebody's making and losing money. And that's why you're constantly getting those high points, those structure points invalidated. But anyways, yeah, our first target was there. Where do we target for our second target, Cris?
Right over here.
Yeah.
It was around 1.17 700, you can say.
Yeah, right beneath that structure point. Why? Because any buyers or breakout traders that took that breakout were still holding profitable trades. That level has not been, or that structure point has not been invalidated. And
By the looks of it, we still have some more to go too. We still got more buyers still in profit. So
oh yeah, but part of our process, especially us as short-term intraday day traders, we just know how to target the most logical areas, and then we're out. We don't look to hold trades longer than they need to be held, because what we've noticed from personal experience is that, sure, even if you are a trend trader, you will get some pushback, and if you're like trailing your stop orders or you're breaking even, the market will come back and clean that order. So with Cris and I, we like volatile setups. Our method is based around the foundation of liquidity, volatility, and being in and out of our trades when you have those two things in a very short space of time. Mind you, we executed that trade. What was it like? Uh, I think it was
time.
Monday, right? Was it
It
Monday or
was
Tuesday?
Monday during a weekly meeting, like around 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific
Yeah, in
Standard
the
Time.
morning.
It was
And
in the
then we
morning.
held into Tuesday, and then we were out. That was it. One day made us a fuck ton of money. So
Yep.
at least for me, it did. For a lot of our guys, it did. Even if they were trading small accounts as well, they managed to net a really aggressive ROI on this trade, because we broke down every contingency of it. And as you said, yeah, sure. Even though that we left a lot of profit on the table by not holding, that doesn't mean jack shit. All that means is that, okay, where can we look for our next play to get involved, which we will get into the final stages of this analysis. But um, I don't know if there's anything else that you'd like to add to what we just covered, Cris.
I think I just want to touch up on the importance of just having a filtering process, because there has to be a thought process behind every trade. And if you don't have a filtering process, then well, I mean, you really need to know what you're getting yourself into. And if you don't have a filter, it just makes your job easier when you enter a trade. Like you only enter a trade when you have um, these specific things happening in the market.
Yeah. If you're entering random trades,
Yeah.
guys, I want you to understand something. You're not trading, you're fucking gambling. We don't look to take 50-50 trades. You might as well flip a coin and try your hand like that if that's how you're trading. Everything that we just discussed is something that we have seen over and over and over, and had made money from it over and over again. So that's not 50-50 to us. Once again, we're not quants, we're not mathematicians, we can't pull numbers out of our ass, but I know for a fact it ain't 50-50, man.
Yep.
And when we took that trade, and as it was moving in our favor, we were just adding and scaling into. It's what we call milking the trade idea. And boy, dude, like what was supposed to just be a couple $100, a couple grand for some people, ended up turning into a decent return on investment. And I made an annual salary in one fucking week, man. I still can't believe this shit. But it just goes to show, after so many years of trading, when you have the skill and you're focused on your process, scaling up, intelligently scaling, not just going 0 to 100 out of the fucking blue. No, you got to intelligently scale. And mind you, the money that we're about to show you guys, it's not money that, came overnight. This was a process of working our way into the level of skill and income that we are now at our current stage as traders. And it just goes to show, man. It just goes to show that what time adhering to good process can do. So that was the meeting that we did. And in that meeting is where we will literally post a snippet of that video at the end of this video. That is us taking the short on the euro. You can see literally once we got that pullback inside that confirmed range and failure there, we started taking the short. I just took 2 positions on that. We had our stop loss. And as we started to get a little bit of pushback. We did a little bit of stop loss adjustment. We never advise that you move your stop loss. The only time it's okay for you to move your stop loss if it's not stepping outside your risk controls. And at least for me, I don't know if some of our guys did it, but we almost got nicked out by a couple ticks. I did move it just because I did expect some pushback, and I didn't want to get cleaned out if it did come back and wipe out those highs where our stop order was. But yeah, that was our initial trade. We had some of our guys saying still holding the euro as well. We were expecting some fundamental news flow on that, and then boom, literally, you guys see that we were still in the trade, and we was just teasing us, man. It was coming back. The big boys were working that price point, that order flow, and then boom, you got a tank. You got that shit to shit the bed, and we're all talking. There's a bit of a buzz. I kept adding as we were getting that price action unfold. It's a little bit of money. It's a little baby bucks from what I was adding, and then I kept adding more and more.
This was us during the trade having some fun.
Yeah, talking a lot of stuff, man. We're a family in there too. It's not all just business, you know. And that is where I just went balls to the walls, man. Stupid, reckless, and foolish. Yeah, you know, but I was willing to take that risk. I don't advise, I'll be honest, on that trade, I did step outside my risk controls a little bit because I added more than I needed to, but it played out in my favor. And sometimes the market will reward you for doing all the wrong things. We don't advise that you do stupid things, but I was willing to take that risk. And one of the things that we always teach our guys in our room, the first thing that we teach them before they come in is not technicals, it's not our process or anything. It's learning how to take fucking responsibility for your actions as a trader.
Yep,
So
and I'm glad you just said that, Dave. Just because we can give our guys trading ideas. We can tell them to enter. Some may exit. Some may not make money. Some may make money. And during the trade, we have one of our guys, Cam here, already make money before some of us are out. Which it's totally up to him. He took responsibility. He wanted to exit the trade, and he made the money that he was okay with.
And he scaled into the trade, which
Yep.
is, as I said, I always tell you guys, it's okay to scale as long as it's not stepping outside the risk controls. But I'm assuming that all of us took a little bit more risk than we were supposed to this week, but it played out in our favor, and we made a fuck ton of money, man.
That's
We're
me
gonna
calling
go,
out first take profit right there. Take profit number one.
boom, man! Look at that. That is just beauty at its finest. Classic textbook setup on this, man. These are what we call our A1 setups, guys. And everybody's just posting charts. We're always posting how our ideas are unfolding and evolving, just to stay focused and watching our guys. A lot of people say don't pay attention to price and stuff like that, but as day traders, we need to, man, because we need to be able to be quick on our feet. If things change on a dime, we need to be able to react to that very quickly. My first couple targets were made on that. My two orders were liquidated, 2,800 in less than 24 hours. I made a monthly fucking check in less than 24 hours. This is the beauty of understanding your process and learning how to take profits at very intelligent points and understanding what you're doing, man. Some of our guys literally, they made 200 bucks. Everybody's on different levels here, man. We don't care as long as you are winning and adhering to process, evolving, growing, and staying consistent in everything. That's all we care about.
And
And
that was
look at
this morning when we woke up. We
that.
shit the bed.
When I saw that, bro, my heart was pounding because before I even saw the amount of money that I made, I was just like, dude, what a day. What mind you guys, all this happened in less than 24 hours. That's what we want to know. So that is the beauty of volatility. When there is massive volatility in the markets, uh yeah, so we don't show you this to brag or to boast. Mind you, I'm in a very blessed position to be taking aggressive risk and size in my life because I don't have responsibilities. Like if I were to blow up my account right now, which obviously it hasn't happened in ages, but if I were, it's not the end of the world for me. And I make sure that I never take on too much risk to the point where it will ever get to that. But what I'm saying is that I was scaling into that. I stepped outside my risk controls and I manned up enough to say, you know what, if this does go south, I'm willing to take a 5-figure hit on this because I do have the account size to support it. It's not the end of the world. And, you know, I'm willing to assume that responsibility. But all that scaling into that trade, milking that trade idea, and watching price deliver into our anticipated idea, it was just insane, man. I couldn't believe my eyes knowing that, dude. I just made 22 grand in one fucking week, in one day. This is not the norm. We don't want you guys to think that this is what we're doing all the time. No, it doesn't. Dude, Cris and I were just making north of like maybe 500 to a grand on a trade idea, you know, just because we've had the account size to support that level of profit. But yeah, man, I couldn't. It was just phenomenal, and watching our guys win as well.
Yeah. Giving us
There's
some
candidates
praise.
reaching out to us.
And then we got
No,
our guy Reese here shows a trade idea and using our filtering process as well. And you get the exact same thing. Check out this breaker structure up there. You get that trap right here, right? Like we can see this without even marking anything up, Dave. Like after a while, this filtering process that we look for is just it's like a language, you know. Eventually, that's what it is. You get that breaker structure up here. You got that nice trap here. You get that pullback to the breaker structure, and from there,
this
same
is
old, same old.
yeah. There you go. Sold off, and at this point, once he used our filtering process, what he noticed when that move sold off, notice he didn't say I'm chasing the move. He didn't say, "Ah, dude, I missed the move." He's just waiting for his key moment.
Yep.
Um, Once he got that breach outside the range, he took that short and made money from it.
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
beautiful how I don't even know where he entered, but just understanding that he marked down this impulsive move in a range, I know he waited because this is what you get for because I know he must have seen all this, but he didn't enter right away. He waited for the next steps, which is impulsive move, a nice little range, some misdirection, some traps, and boom, you get that stop hunt. And then it continued. He just said he made some money off of that.
Yeah, man. So we're proud of you, Rise. Congratulations, man. Good job, and hope the markets are treating you well this week as well. A lot of our guys have been killing it, man, and we're just here dicking around. We get a little cocky sometimes, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to have fun with this shit because trading is so stressful, mind you. And as well, I want to walk through my psychological state as that was unfolding. So the reason I was able to add and to make that amount of money that I was making is because I was waking up. I had alarms going off at the middle of every fucking hour while I was sleeping, bro. I did not get much sleep throughout this process because we just all believed in that idea so much to the point where it's like if it works out in our favor, we're gonna milk the shit out of this. So I was literally waking up almost every hour throughout the night. I was barely getting any sleep, and whenever I saw the opportunities to continue to add and take profits and liquidate positions when I could, I did. And I think about like 8, 9 in the morning was when I was completely out of all my trades, and I just slept the whole day. And then I woke up maybe noon, and I was just amped up, man. It's just weird. Like it's trading has a weird way of fucking with your biology, man. When you make that amount of money in a short space of time, bro, I literally started feeling that adrenaline rush. I went out for my run. I was getting my pump on. I was running on like 3 hours of sleep. Didn't even fucking phase me. Yeah, I didn't feel the after effects obviously until like my workout where I just completely crashed after that. But it was awesome, man. So that is our breakdown on the euro, why we took a short, but we're also not going to leave you with that, guys. We're going to give you a little bit of trading ideas to work with so we can spot some opportunities for the week because, we love to help you out there. It's, I feel like the world is a better place when everybody's winning, man. So we're going to do a quick breakdown on the Euro USD in terms of what we anticipate next. And then we're going to go ahead and work with something on the CAD yen as we're starting to spot a pretty decent opportunity on the CAD yen as well. So we're going to leave you with two potential short plays for the Euro USD and the Canadian dollar, as we do expect some short-term weakness for a lot of these risk-on currency pairs. And you only want to trade pairs that make the most sense to you, man. Find the pairs where the structure makes sense. You understand why you're taking the trades that you're taking, and you can engage in the order flow analysis part of your process in great detail, but to the point where you're not over stressing on what direction you need to take the trade. So I don't know if you want to give me access to the screen, Cris. That
Yes,
way I can
sir.
just go and break these down real quick. But simple stuff. We're not going to go into too much depth in terms of why we're going to take the shorts. This is covered in a lot of our basic trainings, and most of the stuff is just repetition anyways. So give me 1 second, guys. Sharing my screen. Here we are. Can you see my screen, Cris?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So what do we expect moving forward for the Euro USD? Well, as we said, we got a little bit of short-term fundamentals. We expect weakness across the board. So we're getting a nice little level, confirmed range. Oh my God, this is going to just be a pain in the ass. Sorry, my internet's been acting up. It's always been acting up, guys. You'd like to think that with the money I'm making, I'd get better fucking internet, but I'm a cheap ass motherfucker. So I deal with it, man. I deal with it. So here we are. Confirmed range. 1, 2 tests at the lows. You know, I could move it up a little bit, and then we can make the argument that it's tested twice. You got contact points up here, liquidity building up. So what do we expect? We know sellers are still in profit. Okay, I think I need to zoom out. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, I think you're too zoomed in, dude.
Yeah. So we know sellers are still in profit.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we're just going to use a different color. Here we are. Sellers are still in profit up here. There we are. Let's go ahead and use a nice little purple. I like purple. Sellers are still in profit. So what could we expect from this idea? Any breaches outside that, breaches of those highs, would be key areas for us to want to take a short. And this could unfold in so many ways. We don't know what, I know the retail space gets so caught up on what does the setup look like. It never looks the fucking same, guys. There's no such things as patterns in the market, because if there were, everybody would be fucking rich and making money. But the whole point is that when we see price breach those highs, break that confirmed range, anything above this area or above the 17,500, which is a minor level for us, will be very interesting to transact. And we'll just know when to pull the trigger when we see it. I wish, I know this isn't particularly helpful to that extent, but trading is so dynamic. There's a lot of ambiguity involved. It's a lot of trading on murky waters, but you got to roll with the fucking punches, man. That's just, like, as a trader, you have to be comfortable in the unknown. Like, I don't know what the setup, Cris and I, we never know what the setup is going to look like. There are variations of how it unfolds, but once we see a breach and we start to see some weakness, or maybe the candlesticks start to look a little wicky up there, then we'll look to short. We'll give our stop loss maybe a couple ticks of breathing room. I don't know. Let's say it pulls up over here. We would tighten our stop loss, maybe somewhere like that. I don't goddamn know. We'll know where to place it when we see it. Take maybe a target at midpoint. You're looking at a nice 1 to 2. You could take it at the low of the range, almost a 1 to 3. And if you want, we do expect these low points to be invalidated. So maybe the 17,200 would be a phenomenal place to be completely out of your trade. You're looking at about a 1 to 4. How you play this is how you guys play this, but our method is simple. Once we take the trade, we take our first target at the midpoint of the range and then slightly underneath the low of the range. And that's it. We're in and out. So don't feel like you ever miss the move. The markets will always present opportunities for you, but you just got to be patient. Don't chase the goddamn market. Let it come to you. So that's what we're expecting, man. We are expecting anything above the 17,500 to be invalidated, maybe even the 17,600. Those will be good price levels to start to short. And yeah, anything that gives you an indication that there's weakness or failure at those highs is your signal to short. So that's what we're expecting for the Euro USD, and we will keep you updated as that unfolds. Now let's talk about the CAD Yen. We found something pretty interesting on the CAD Yen. Pretty basic stuff, man. If we're expecting weakness on this, this is what we start to call peak formations, where the market looks like it's starting to top out. You got your break of structure at the highs there.
Same shit, different chart.
That's it, man. Rinse and repeat. There's nothing unique about what we do. It's just routine over and over. So we got our break of structure there. Puts in a high, fails, breaks that prior low, interacts with that prior high point. You're getting your confirmed range right here. But you know what? Let me go ahead and do something else. Boom. That's what we like to see.
Yep, get that pullback to that break of structure.
Yeah, let me pull into the 15-minute chart, guys, just so we get a little bit more accurate gauge of what we're looking at. Oh, fucking gorgeous, man. So there we go. We got that break of structure. All of this starts to create that little range for us. Go back to our basic trading video. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this in great detail.
Yeah. And we just went over it on the Euro USD. So if you guys have photogenic memory, it's going to look exactly the same. You're getting that breach of the range. You're going to get a pullback to the range. You're probably going to have price maybe take out some of those sellers that are transacting around that bottom level, around 883 300.
Yeah,
Probably what
sir.
happened around London Sesh.
There you go. And then you got that stop punch. So what we've noticed several times is this will unfold in one of two ways when we get that break of structure at the highs or a peak formation. So also, it breached a solid round number. Deploy
I
your
was about
key
to
value.
mention that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody was transacting. It breached the 80. So this right here could be a massive iceberg order, but it's these little tiny variables and nuances and minor details that we look for to give us an indication of how the big boys want to take this move.
Yep.
So with that said, once you get your breakup structure and you get that impulsive move, which is up there, that confirmed range, if it doesn't already it'll pull back and usually clean out the prior pullbacks. If it doesn't clean out those pullbacks in the first go, what we've noticed is that 9 times out of 10, it will come back and clean out those sellers. It will flush them out. So if you weren't able to spot an opportunity here, remember, don't chase. The markets will always come back to you. We've noticed that it'll come back and clean out prior profitable traders from prior sessions or prior days, and then it's off to the races from there. So now we're getting a good indication that the CAD yen is probably going to continue to show signs of weakness. We've already gone through our filtering process, or it's above a key level. We got that break of structure, impulsive move, confirmed range, and that manipulation. So good indication that this move is going to continue to the downside. So
right under a minor level too, Dave. What I also like is that I like how it breached the 500 level, came back down, retested it, and a failure, quick failure too.
Oh, yeah, there I see it at the 8,500. There you go. So right here, guys, is going to be point of high focus for us, area of high activity.
That's what we call entry trees right there.
Sir.
Yeah.
Anything like that would be nice. Or if it doesn't do that, the market has another impulsive move. Just wait for the same shit, man. Wait for the market to exhaust itself. Don't chase when this is happening. Don't do that. That's rookie shit right there. That's FOMO. That's what retail traders are doing. Is why they ain't making money. The money is made when you're waiting for your key moments. It's made when you're patient. It's made in the sitting. Our edge comes from when the markets exhaust itself and they create these little ranges, because this is where we can really get into detail with our order flow analysis, figuring out, okay, what just happened prior, what traders are getting involved, where where are traders making decisions, why, like, we're just reverse engineering the behaviors of retail traders, and trying to exploit where they're likely to get caught on the wrong side. So if we get something like this, be another phenomenal time to look for shorts. But I think we'll most likely get a breach around this area. If we don't, just wait for another confirmed range and then a manipulation above that range, and then look to take a short. Where would we target? I see a nice structure point here. It's horrible circle. Don't mind it. We know buyers are still in profit there because that level has not been invalidated. So there's bulk of liquidity around here. You can also look to target these lows, but honestly, with this trade, I would look to just be completely flat out of here. I would not look to hold this any longer than you need to, because this is a very, very big ask for you to hold a trade down there. Could it go down there? Absolutely, it could. The markets could do anything, but that you're really pushing it right there.
You're just being stingy. How are you not satisfied with the trade with that first take profit right there?
Yeah, man. So once you get a move here, look to target the prior low point, your first target there. And if you really want to let a trade run and it's giving you opportunities to add, I would say that is where our final destination would be, to exit completely out of this trade idea. Like, you don't if you want to hold it longer than that, just make sure that you're breaking even, you're locking in gains, but you're really pushing it, you're being greedy, and you're treading in murky waters. Like, our method is simple. Just, you have to know where to take targets, and you never want to over push or anticipate overextensions in those moves, because you may never get it. And if you do get it, so what, man? At least you made money in the process. Be grateful for the money that you do make. So that's pretty much it. That's all we really have for you, peeps. We hope that anything that we discussed in in this video, in this analysis breakdown, any content that we just shared with you has proven to be insightful. We're just glad to be back. And Cris and I, we will be doing a lot more of these technical videos, technical analysis videos, more training videos. We will be covering more detailed new aspects of our method. Maybe get more into the what setups, what they look like, the several variations of them, and how to properly manage your trades and things like that. And we're just going to continue posting snippets of our meetings, because we do cover a lot of good stuff in there, man. We want you guys to get, even though if you're not a Discord member with us, we want you guys to get at least some access to some of the stuff that we're talking about, because trading is much more than just the technical element of this. There's a lot, it's more mental than anything. But when you have edge and you have your shit together, you got your mental state right, it's literally, it's just up from here. That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
If I
So
can add one more thing to that trade, Dave, before we get off subject of this CAD yen, we do have upcoming news tomorrow morning, so that just ties in. That's the liquidity we're looking for. We personally don't care as technical analysis what the hell the news is. We just look at the news as a form of understanding liquidity being available. That's what we want in the market.
yeah, and also we look to news flow to see where the volatility is likely going to come in.
Yeah.
So if there's going to be volatility for the CAD this week, then we want to look to see if there's any CAD pairs that we can look to exploit for profit. The CAD yen looked the best for us, and we're just going to just wait for our opportunities. And if when are we wrong? If just the idea just goes straight to the fucking moon, just that's it. If we don't get what we just discussed, we're not interested in taking the trade, because beyond this point, like after everything that we discussed, on the balance of probabilities, it should move to the downside. If it doesn't, then our idea is invalidated, and you don't need to look to trade it.
And we're
But
wrong right away too. That's my favorite part, because I think one thing that's important is just um like how we may take it for granted when it comes to the actual work, like, when we get, like, for you example, Dave, you made 22K, you had all this adrenaline, you just wanted to go out and go for a run, you wanted to get some labor in you, you know what I mean?
yeah,
uh
man, we
the,
often take for granted the type of work that we do. Don't get me wrong, trading is a very difficult and intellectually challenging business, but like, you're really not doing anything labor intensive. You're really not, dude. So we really take for granted how much money we can make for really the amount of work that we do.
but
But
it still comes with a cost, because when you're in a trade, all you're trying to do is you have that monkey side of your brain with that pain avoidance side, and that's what gets you tired. It's going through all those ideas. Should I exit? When should I size up? Should I, it's that's the part
yeah,
where I was trying to get at in regards of us being wrong right away.
yeah, man. So when we enter trades, we generally have tight stop losses, because we know at that point, like, if it goes beyond that, we're wrong, and if we're either going to be right very quickly, or we're going to be wrong very quickly. And that's
Yeah.
that's how we like our trades. We just like to rip that fucking band-aid off. We don't hold trades in hopes that they go in our favor, because I speak from personal experience. I'm sure Cris speaks from personal experience as well, where we've learned our lessons brutally when you try to hope and believe in an idea, and you hold a trade in hopes that it moves in your favor. Because there have been moments where I've held a trade without a stop loss, and it just completely moved against me, and I would hope and hope, and it would just hope was fucking useless, man. And I've done a lot. I've lost a lot of money, learning some tough lessons. I went to the school of hard knocks in this business, man. I didn't have a mentor per se. I learned from a lot of brilliant traders. I took a lot of things from different traders, but trading is something you just have to learn on your own. But now in this generation, it's so much with the access and abundance of information. You can pick this up a lot more quickly than most people could have back then. So, with that said, that's where we're going to call it a wrap, peeps. The only thing that I just want to close with is, if you like any of the stuff that we just discussed, please, 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 if you could do us the favor of hitting that like button, sharing this video or any of our videos with any of your trading buddies if you feel that they're valuable to you and it could be valuable to them. We're just trying to get the word out and help 90% of retail traders make it into the top tier 10%, and really get whatever it is that they desire out of trading, whether it's to go full time, just make some extra money, because trading is an awesome skill if you know what you're doing. I know there's a lot of people that shit on day trading, that it's not a possibility, probably because these people couldn't make it work. Remember, most people, if I'm being honest, they're just straight up little bitches, bro. They give up too quick when the going gets tough. They don't know how to stick to their goals, to their dreams. And I always ask myself, like, I always picture, like, damn, imagine had I given up and there have been many times where I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I just stuck it out because I still had that little sense of hope and flame in my heart to believe that I could make this happen. And I always ask myself, like, dude, what if I threw in the towel, man? Like, what would I be doing? Like, what would motivate me every morning to get up? And the answer is nothing. So I would have been living a horrible, fucking miserable life at a young age, knowing that, dude, it's just nothing that I look forward to in life. So I know trading's not for everybody. We're not going to advocate that it is for everybody. It's not, man. It's a very brutal industry. But yeah, once again, if you like anything that we discussed, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell button if you want to stay up to date with any of our recent videos that we put out. As well, if you guys really want to learn a method that has been tested, proven by us, has edge, you want to start making money, you're tired of just fucking losing money or not getting anywhere with your trading performance, consider joining our Discord. It's literally only $50 a month, guys. For what you get with us, I think that is a very reasonable price. In fact, I think it's a very, very cheap compared to what most people charge. You get a lot with us, man. You get weekly meetings, Mondays and Wednesdays. You get live trades, breakdowns. You get individual help if you need it. We can do one-on-one coaching calls. We post our trades, the pre-trade, the live trade, how we manage our trade, our targets. So you're not only are you going to be making money while you're learning, but you're going to be expediting your learning curve, because you're going to be getting experience from real traders that actually know what the fuck they're doing. We put our money where our mouth is. We encourage showing results in here, because how else are you going to fucking know whether somebody knows what they're doing or not? You know, we don't cherry pick ideas. We show you our losses as well as our wins, but we win more than we lose. What does that mean by virtue of the fact? It means we have fucking edge. That's what that means. So if you're just tired of losing money, you want to get somewhere with your trading, once again, consider joining our Discord and let us help you. If you don't, just continue watching our free content. We still show a lot. We give you trade ideas to play with for the week, but I don't think that's as the same as having your hand held through real traders with real experience that can guide you. And most importantly, man, having them condense your time continuum of getting this stuff down. A lot of our new students that have just been with us for a short space of goddamn time have been seeing insane results because they're learning from real traders. It makes us happy to know that some of these guys have maybe had 2 years, 5 years, a decade over their belt, and they're now just starting to see that 360 flip on their performance because they're learning stuff that works. We're not going to teach you bullshit in here. We're not going to teach you moving averages, Fibonacci ratios. All that stuff works and it serves its place in the markets, but we're here to show you how to speak the language of the goddamn markets. That is something that is not talked about in this business because everybody's trying to hawk a course at you, a strategy, the three patterns to fucking millions overnight. Doesn't exist. And if you believe that, you're probably a dumbass and we can't even help you anyways. But if you're somebody that believes that you can do this and you want to get this down, your boy David and Cris, we're here to help you out, and we open our home to you in the form of our creed, our family, and we hope to see you there. So remember, you get all of that for $50 a month. And with that said, we will post us actually discussing the euro in live time in our meeting at the end of this video, so you guys get a piece of that. But without further ado, it's good to be back. We will continue to be back. We love each and every single one of you. Thank you for all the love and support. And trade safe, trade smart, trade well, but most importantly, have fun with this shit, y'all. We love you. Deuces.
Have a good one, guys.
Pull back the Euro USD on this one, Cris. You'll see exactly what the fuck I'm talking. So break of structure is at the highs. Mark up that break of structure. Boom.
that little tiny impulsive move, we got that range. Look at that range. You guys see that little range right there? You guys see that fucking stop hunt up there?
Yeah.
And then it sold off. And then it came back into the range. It came back into the range.
Has that invalidated the high?
Yes, that high right there, that is a stop hunt. We want to take a short right now.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm going to take a fucking short right now because we've seen it time and time again where if the move is at a break of structure, it's checked off several criteria. We're expecting some short-term weakness for right now. We know where buyers are still in profit. Buyers took that long early 8 a.m. in the morning. It's already 11. We're still in London. We're still in New York session, yet we're getting that sell-off. There's that disconnect right now. So meaning that if the move isn't continuing to the upside already, if the move isn't continuing to the upside, buyers are about to get fucked. Give me a second. I'm about to take this short right now, man. About to post it live time for you guys. And it's a good trade because we're still early. It's not a bad trade right now. We've talked about so many of these variations, man. We've talked about so many of these variations, and we've seen the break of structure, range, stop hunt, break of the range. It'll come back, work that level, stop hunt, and then sell off again. Buyers are in profit from that little V stop right there. You guys see that low that was put in? But this is what you have to ask. Okay, that V stop, I'm a little weary of it because it happened really early in the morning. It happened at what time, Chris? What time did that move happen? About for London Open. That would have been a good time. We said that if the market came back and filled that gap, which it already did, we're going to look to play it to the downside. And that's exactly what we're going to fucking do. Came back, broke the range, pulled back into that range, gave the indication, came back, cleaned out those sellers from that pullback of the lows. And then now we're going to take that short as a result of that. Now, I'd be a little weary on, the dollar looks a little bit weird on that one. Normally, we like to start off for analysis by checking the dollar index, but when price action on this one looks a little iffy, we're just going to trust our technicals from the price charts that we are taking a look at. But yeah, for the most part, we can expect that short-term weakness. See if any buyers are going to get flushed because, mind you, after we're done looking at the DAX, I don't know if you mind pulling back to the euro real quick, Chris, when you have a chance.
Do you think, Dave, possible scenario?
Possible, yeah, definitely possible. It is bouncing around the 93 level. We could get that breach, or we could just get a massive fucking bounce. Right now, we don't really know, but the fact that I'm looking at the Aussie yen, the euro, it looks like the dollar might gain some traction, man. And I really do see those buyers getting cleaned out on the euro USD where they took that long around the 1.17900. Yeah, man. Remember, guys, I think this week we're gonna get a shakeout market where buyers, we've already had look at that fucking massive trend, that massive extension to the trend. Like that is a clean ass trend, man. I don't know if it'll come back and clean out all those lows that were put in, but I think we can get it to reach the 1.17800 for sure. And maybe even clean out that little breakout that we got where it came back at that level of resistance. You see what I'm talking about, Chris?
Can you tell me again, Dave?
17,800. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we got that break. But could you draw a zone around the 17,800 where we got several contact? Oh, yeah. Extend that range off to the left. Beautiful. So you guys see where you got that little pullback, right? And then boom, that massive impulse up. So we know breakout traders are still profitable there. Because in that level, remember, so many traders are taking so many different trades for whatever different fucking reasons. A lot of people are going to say, oh, came back, pulled back to a level of resistance, time to take a short. The breakout traders are going to be like, we got that little sell-off, but maybe we could run it past the highs. They're gonna take that trade where that pullback came in and then run it into those highs. And that's exactly what happened. So given that, we can assume that there's liquidity from those buyers there since they haven't been invalidated. And you got that nice, clean, trending structure. We've yet to see some massive invalidation. So if there's a high probability, at least in the short term right now, that we could get it to run the 17,800. But even more so, if we're going to take extensions further to the downside, we could probably see the 17,200 run. Because look at that, man. Look at that clean ass structure. There's a bulk of buyers still holding profitable trades there. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if we got a nice little aggressive V stop for the week around the 17,200, and then we get more continuation to the upside. It's not uncommon. I've already shown you several variations of this. So we've already gotten our stuff. We've gotten our break of structure. We've gotten our ranges, our minor stop hunts within those ranges. We're at the second part of the cycle. So if we do get that V stop, flushing out those buyers, then we can move it into another extension to the highs. We're still long. Mind you, we've already did our macro analysis on the Euro USD. We do expect some massive upside. Pull up the daily chart on this, Chris. We expect at least the 1.20 to be
second, Dave. I'm gonna enter that Euro USD as well.
Yeah, I'm already fucking short. Oh, let me post it. Yeah, mind you guys, risk disclaimer, we can always be wrong. Always trade safe, manage your risk. We're taking a trade live time in front of you guys. I'm about to give me a second. I already entered my trades. Let me just put my stop loss in 18,160. I want to be in and out, man. This should be a quick trade. If we're wrong, we want to be in and out very quickly. 18,160. That's where I'm placing my stop loss. Target, literally at that low, right at that low. 17,860 is where I want to be out for profit. 17,860. First target, 17,860. Setting order. And then I'm going to let my other target run down to 17,670. Let's go ahead and place our orders now. 17. Fuck, man, I forgot already. 17,670. 670. Okay. Everything is set. I'm taking a snapshot. I'm already in the fucking green, man. The trade's moving in my favor already. I'm gonna post it in the Discord so you guys see that we're taking the trade live time. And it's rare, man. It's honestly rare where we actually take trades where we actually take trades live time around this morning, because usually we're either in the move or we're flat. We haven't taken a trade, but I think this is a phenomenal trade for the week based off everything that we've discussed. And we're still in New York session. So if the move was to continue to the upside, we would have already seen the volatility take this shit past the highs and past the gap. That stop hunt that occurred with that little range was the gap being filled. That was the gap being filled. Did you just take the short on that, Chris?
I did.
Savage, man.
Yeah,
Anybody else take that short?
I'm trying this journal that Cam kind of introduced me to, so I can write down all my trades.
Do you guys see the trade that I just posted? Okay, one is not showing the fucking. Give me a second. Delete that one. Okay, I just posted it to the Discord, so you guys literally saw our entry, where the stop loss is, and targets. That's a good trade in my opinion. If we're wrong, we're wrong, but it's a phenomenal trade in our book based off everything that we just discussed. And may the market gods be with us at this point, bro. We have no control over what happens at this point. Just let things be. Don't pay attention to anything. We've executed the trade. And there's that. Does anybody have any questions in terms of why we just took the short on the euro?
No, everything good, man. Makes sense. I break the structure. I'm looking for the downside.
Yeah, man. And that long, that V stop looks way too obvious. It would have been a nice play if we were in a little early. I was asleep. I would have loved to have taken that long, but as I said, man, I was already asleep during that time. That's the problem with being Eastern Standard Time, man. That's just, dude, I used to be on my fucking game when I was in California because like I could stay up late. Like London Open was at 12 at night. You know, London Open here is at 3 to 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. Yeah, I'm already asleep at that time, man. So I can't hang like I used to. But yeah, the idea was sound. We're working. We're doing everything that we said we would do. Unfortunately, I obviously didn't let my first idea run to target. I was a little antsy about it. I didn't want to like be up at the middle of the night checking my trades. So I was like, I'm just gonna cut the fucking trade, save myself the stress. If it moves in my favor, fuck it, whatever. Either way, it made target. We expected a run back into filling the gap. It pulled back into the level, and now it's starting to sell off. So we could say that maybe sellers are still in control in this market condition right here. And that's slightly over a 1-to-1, man. That's still a good trade. It's not a bad trade. And then if we're looking to run it down past the prior pullback, I don't know if you want to take that, extend that risk reward tool, man, down to the low, Cris, if you can. A little further down, a little further down. Boom, beautiful. That dude, that's almost a 1-to-4 right there, guys. Like you can't. This trade doesn't get any better than that.